Bonjour les élèves. Okay, today you are going to take notes on a new family of verbs. So please copy this information down carefully. I'm going to be giving some alternative information as we go, so make sure you catch that as well. So you should be writing down that another group of regular verbs in French has infinitives that end in -e. Some verbs that belong to this group are vendre, which means to sell, attendre, that means to wait for. And in French, we don't need a special word to express for. We say j'attends le train. That's it. I'm waiting for the train. Descendre, we will talk about that one in a moment. Répondre, which means to respond or to answer. Entendre, which means to hear. The difference between entendre and écouter is that écouter is a little bit more active. You're listening for something. You might not hear it, but you're listening, whereas entendre is the act of hearing something. And then we have perdre, which means to lose. So we're going to take vendre, and over here to the left, we're going to go through the normal routine that we do for any regular family of verbs. So I'm going to cut off the -e, you're going to see what the stem is, and then we are going to add the new endings on. And all of these verbs in this family are going to follow the same pattern. So we have je vends, there's our stem, and then we add the ending, which is simply s. Tu vends, simply add the s, and it's silent. For il, elle, and on in the singular, we simply have vend. There is no ending. But we'll have more familiar friends with nous, vous, il, and elle in the plural. You know these endings. Nous vendons, vous vendez, il et elle vendent. That ENT ending is silent. Ils vendent, elles vendent. You should practice this because we do need this for speaking. So we're going to take this information and apply it to the right. So we have je vends, tu vends, il, elle ou on vend, nous vendons, vous vendez, and finally, il and elle vendent. We're showing you this attendre because of the vowel that it begins with. We see already that the je has changed to j apostrophe, so that's j'attends, tu attends, and then we have il, elle ou on attend. And with that little symbol with the little baby N on it simply tells us that we must pronounce the N more forcefully. We don't write that. We just simply say on attend as opposed to on vend. We almost don't hear that N at all. Then we have the same thing happening with the S's in nous, vous, il, and elle. We're going to make them sound like a little bit of a Z. We're going to pronounce them a little bit. So nous attendons, vous attendez, ils attendent, elles attendent. Okay, told you I was going to talk about descendre next. Here we go. It can have several meanings. And the way it's written here, I'm going to have you add a couple little things. So when used alone, it means to go down. Write to go down, and then in parentheses, the stairs. That way you have a better idea of what that means. So you're really not, taking the stairs down or anything. You're just going down, for instance, like, you're walking down vertically type of thing. Okay, so going down, like if you're going down the stairs, yeah, I'm coming down. Or I'm going down. Or to get off of, let's say, the train. Okay, so in parentheses, you'll write the train after to get off. So when it's used with a direct object, though, it has a different meaning. So you're not getting off, you're not going down, but you're taking down, like you're taking books down from a shelf. So the examples we'll see here are ils descendent du train. So they're getting off of the train. Or the alternate meaning, ils descendent les bagages sur le quai. Right here we're taking the luggage, we're taking it down onto the platform. Okay, so you have following our 7 sentences. I'm going to show you these sentences, and I want you to write them out in your notes, and I want you to write the correct form of the verb in there. I will give you a little bit of a pause before the verb forms start showing up, so you should probably pause the video once the last sentence has appeared, and then fill in your forms and then hit play again. Okay, so here are your sentences. Okay, and then you can go ahead and pause and get these copied down, and then you'll see the answers. Okay, so you should have les profs répondent. You have that ENT ending because we are talking about the teachers. The teachers answer the questions of the students. Tu attends le train. That means you are waiting for the train. Tu attends le train sur le quai ou dans la salle d'attente. Numéro 3, vous perdez l'horaire de notre train. So do you lose the schedule for our train? And then numéro 4, nous descendons du train et nous attendons la correspondance. Numéro 5, j'entends les CD que la vendeuse vend. So I hear the CDs that the saleswoman is selling. Okay, now what I need you to do, because we have to work on how we write our sentences, is I want you to practice writing these in a slightly different way. Apply them to yourself somehow. Maybe you answer or do not answer students' questions. Maybe you are waiting for the train. Maybe you can answer that question. I wait for the train on the platform, or I wait for it in the waiting room. So I want you to apply these to use for yourself. So you're only going to be making minor changes, but that way you've practiced writing these sentences again and using them. And then that way when we have to speak again, we'll have really good equipment to help us. Merci beaucoup.